What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki, back out with some more of the Chris Watts videos, of course. And we're looking at the YouTube channel Timeless Mysteries. You guys have been wanting me to go back to his YouTube channel to watch a couple videos, and I'm happy to oblige. Plus, this man needs to be like, not exploited, but like boosted for his great work. He does fantastic. I definitely do love his voice and how it's very, it fits the crime community. And we're gonna be watching it right now of two different things here. The first one is the text that pretty much drove Chris Watts to annihilate his family. That's pretty bold. And the other one was the mysterious disappearance of Nicole. Why would she have to go completely disappeared? Or how do you say it? Why would she have to go into complete invisibility and disappear off the pretty much the face of the earth if she wasn't involved? We're going to look at all this from Timeless Mystery. So if you guys have not watched or gone to his channel, I suggest you highly do so. If you don't want to watch with me, links are in the description for you guys to go over to his channel, watch the videos, and so forth like that. But with that being said, before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and also go to his channel, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Our channels do not thrive and grow without you guys. And make sure you guys do all the above. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. You know the deal. And again, I thank you guys so much for the love and support you guys have shown on my channel. And with that being said, let's get into these videos.
I realized on this trip what's missing in our relationship. Shanann texts to her husband. This poignant message was one of the last communications.
I don't know how you fell out of love with me in 5.5 weeks, or if this has been going on for a long time, but you don't plan another baby if you're not in love.
Shanann sent before she and her two young daughters, ages 3 and 4, were brutally murdered. What does this message signify? Was Shanann reflecting on her own feelings? Or
does this man not bring like the Morgan Freeman face to your, like, I feel like this is like a Morgan Freeman child.
Was she addressing Chris's emotional distance? Could the tragic outcome have been averted had she kept this sentiment to herself? Despite any potential warning signs, Shanann returned home that night, unaware of the impending danger.
I don't think she ever thought that Chris was going to be a murderer. I think that she thought that maybe they were going to split up, or they could probably make amends and try to fix it. But I don't think that she ever thought that Chris was going to be a murderer. But then, let alone, she did say at one time to her friend Addie that she didn't feel safe around Chris anymore. But I don't think she thought that he could actually commit these murders.
What transpired in...
So that's probably why her guard was down when he had started the act. And again, I don't believe for a second this woman just sat there and prayed before she died. There's no way. She was caught off guard.
Those final moments. Did she confront Chris about his affair, or perhaps her own? The exact sequence of events remains shrouded in mystery, lost to the memories of those involved. Welcome to Timeless Mysteries.
I don't agree with that.
In this episode, we delve into the life of Shanann Watts, exploring the journey that ultimately led to her untimely demise and her burial in an oil field. We all harbor secrets and pasts. Shanann was no different. Yet, few things in this world can justify such a heinous act of murder. Shanann Catherine Arzukek was born on January 10, 1984, in Passaic, New Jersey. Growing up in Aberdeen, North Carolina, she was part of a close-knit family with her parents, Frank and Sandra Arzukek, and her brother, Frankie. Shanann graduated from Pinecrest High School in Southern Pines, North Carolina, where she was known for her determination and positive spirit. After high school, Shanann married Leonard King. Their young love, unrestrained, could not have been prevented even if anyone had wanted to. Leonard joined the Army as a means to attend law school, and Shanann pursued nursing school. However, she soon dropped out to help pay for her husband's law school taking a job selling pagers and cell phones for a company called the Dirty South. Within a couple of
Dirty
years,
South?
the marriage had gone bad. Leonard later said that after Shanann started managing the Dirty South, a pager cell phone company marketed to high-profile rappers, she stopped coming home at night and refused to tell him where she had been. He wanted to work it out through marriage counseling sessions, but Shanann had little interest in saving the marriage, and they divorced in 2007. Despite the emotionally traumatic divorce, Shanann continued to work hard, and by 2009 she had built her first home, a sprawling mansion costing well over $300,000, with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms on a beautiful landscape.
I wish I could do
Shanann
that.
built her dream home. Estimates suggest she was earning a substantially high 6-figure income at this time. However, later that year, she faced a new challenge, a diagnosis of lupus, a chronic autoimmune disease that causes fatigue, joint pain, and other debilitating symptoms. Despite these challenges, Shanann remained resilient and focused on building a future for herself. But she could not maintain the amount of work and soon wasn't earning at all as she was forced to learn how to deal with her illness. In 2010, Shanann met Chris Watts through Facebook. At a time when she was struggling with her health, Chris's supportive and caring nature quickly drew her to him. Their relationship blossomed, and they married on November 3, 2012, in a beautiful ceremony in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. Chris's kindness
Which the family of Chris Watts did not attend.
and dedication were a source of strength for Shanann.
Well, one thing led to another, and he's the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Especially as she managed her lupus. He attended medical appointments with her, helped her manage her medications, and provided the emotional support she needed to cope with the disease. The couple moved to Frederick, Colorado, where they bought a house and started their family. Shanann and Chris had 2 daughters.
I wonder what like made them decide Colorado. Like, was it the atmosphere, the people that like you just don't go from like North Carolina and be like, yeah, we're going right here. Like I just kind of interested of why they chose Frederick, Colorado.
Bella Marie Watts, born on December 17,
Such a cute
2013, and Celeste Catherine Cece Watts, born on July 17, 2015. Shanann was a devoted mother, deeply involved in her daughters' lives. She shared their milestones and daily activities on social media, showcasing their gap-toothed grins and funny dances. The family enjoyed beach vacations to San Diego, trips to Disneyland, cherished moments together, and created memories filled with love and laughter. Despite the joyous moments, the Watts family faced significant financial struggles. In June 2000,
And again, what family doesn't face financial struggles? I don't know how many times I've been through my financial struggles, but you get through it, you work through it, you don't murder your family, but everybody has financial struggles. That's why I think it's so fascinatingly stupid that there are people that are out there judging Shanann for how she was and how of a leader woman she was, and they just strictly are wanting to hate on how Shanann did things with her kids and with her husband and stuff like that. And it's like, how about you look at your family? Like they think they're perfect. No one is perfect besides Starbucks' mocha frappe. But just think it's funny that there's so many people out there to judge Shanann when she's the one that was murdered, killed off because somebody else, Chris Watts, wanted a new life. They're making it seem like Shanann was the one that like hurt Chris. And if Chris was hurting inside, or Chris was feeling of loneliness, or felt like he wasn't able to be heard or talked, it's called speak up. Say it with your chest. Like, be a man and say, honey, I'd like to be in on this together. Honey, let's figure this out together. No, she just threw him, or he just threw her to the side and said, I found somebody new and I need you gone. Shanann didn't murder her ex-husband. She divorced him. I mean, it's like, like people are trying to justify her being murdered. You can't justify her being murdered. Murder is never an option. And they're like, oh, she was terrible to Chris. She was so much. She was overbearing. She was OCD. Okay, you're like naming off like how much percentage of the United States, men and female? Like there are people that I've known, which I'm still friends with this today, they can be overbearing. They can be OCD. I have OCD capabilities. Like, but I'm not going to murder my friends, my family, my spouse. Like, why are we justifying the murder?
In 2015, they filed for bankruptcy, revealing a debt of about $70,000 from student loans and credit card purchases.
That's not bad compared to the debt that I've heard of some people. Some people are up in the 200,000. That's bad.
Chris earned about $63,000 from his job
Which is
at
not bad.
Marital Petroleum, while Shanann worked at the Children's Hospital. Their financial difficulties were a constant stressor. Despite these challenges, they managed to maintain a facade of normalcy,
Or what they could have done is budgeted together.
often sharing happy moments and achievements on social media. By all accounts, they appeared to have moved past their financial struggles, with Shanann finding success in a new job at libel, a life
With the money income that I know that they had, rough estimate kind of thing, like, because I don't know exactly how much she made, or we know in the ballpark how much he made, they could have afforded that house. The problem is they both didn't know how to budget. Yes, Shanann bought a lot, but Chris did on his occasions as well. Plus, what's upsetting is Chris is like, oh, all my money's gone. Where do you think it's gonna go? You have 2 kids and a spouse and a baby on the way. Where do you think that money's going to go? Are you wanting to buy some expensive car, or like, I just don't get it.
lifestyle company selling health and wellness products. Her role as a promoter for libel allowed her to connect with a wide audience through social media. She was passionate about the company's Thrive line of products and often shared her experiences, building a significant following. She was even featured in a magazine. Reports suggest she was earning around $40,000 to $60,000 annually. And
So both of them averagely are making 6 figures. In a house that when they bought it was $300,000, $400,000 to make. So roughly they were spending $2,500 to $3,000 a month on mortgage payments, which times by 12, you do the math. I mean, it's up there. They're literally going to have roughly like $60,000 left. Pretty much one income is going to take the whole house and HOA fees and so forth like that. So it's just funny that people are like, well, Shanann never made that much money, and she was just using Chris as a money grabber, and she just spent all his money, and like, like, so you're trying to justify that she was spending money. It was right for Chris to murder her. Like, are you hearing yourself?
and was poised to earn more. However, accurate financial details are difficult to confirm. Shanann had big plans for her children. She was a helicopter parent who envisioned a bright future for Bella and Cece, filled with opportunities and happiness. She meticulously planned for their education, extracurricular activities, playdates, and overall well-being. Shanann wanted her daughters to have the best possible life.
The house was clean. The house was straight. Like, it's a match made in heaven. But yet, there are going to be some problems here and there. And it's like, what family does not have problems? If you don't have problems, there's something wrong.
free from the struggles she had faced as a child. She was also 15 weeks pregnant with a son, whom
That
they
he
planned to
wanted.
name Nico Lee Watts, honoring her father with the middle name. This was evident through social media.
Oh, hold on. What is that?
Whom they planned to name Nico Lee Watts, honoring her father with the middle name.
Honoring his father. So it didn't, because people are trying to say that Nico Lee was made from Chris because it spelled out Nicole. But the Lee comes from Chris's father.
This was evident through social media posts. If things were looking up for the Watts family, then what really happened? How did this positive turn of events end in tragedy? If you consider everything you heard from Chris's family, you might be inclined to believe that Shanann was actually the monster that drove Chris to madness. She was spending money they didn't have, blaming Chris for the things they couldn't buy, and the places they couldn't go, casting blame for all the marital problems on him, and never once holding herself accountable. But I'll ask you one simple question, and then I'll let you form your own opinions. Does any amount of blame and nagging or instigating justify murder?
No.
It really doesn't matter if she started the fight that ended with her being strangled to death. Chris crossed it not just once, but multiple times. And he had many opportunities to step back and stop. But he continued and continued and continued. And this tragedy took the lives of 4 individuals and ruined the lives of everyone who loved them. As a parent myself, I can almost understand why a parent would want to blame someone else for the behavior of their child.
But
I
not
don't
shame
care
the other
if
person,
that
though.
child is a grown adult. You never stop being a parent. If you love your child, it's forever. You have a bond, and that bond is basically unbreakable.
I wake up every morning just crying, thinking this is not gonna be what's gonna happen every single day.
Chris Watts is loved and has been loved by his parents his whole life. I know it doesn't seem logical that someone with such a normal life would commit such atrocities. It's in our nature to try to understand.
But somebody infected him. Somebody manipulated him. Somebody used him as a puppet.
Yet, some things can never be understood. So, what does Shanann's final message signify? Shanann might have been hoping to open a dialogue with Chris to address their marital issues. It seems like she was seeking a more balanced and reciprocated emotional connection. This could imply that Chris had become distant or unresponsive to her emotional needs. However, Chris may have thought it was Shanann who was distant in the relationship. Regardless, her message conveys frustration.
He would say that Shanann was constantly on her phone. She was working, talking with friends and stuff like that, which you kind of have to do that on social media. You have to network. You have to talk to this person, which that talks to this person. That person talks. I don't know how many hours that I'm in my game room working on networking, social media platforms, selling the Zowoki logo to people that would enjoy the content and so forth like that. So I can understand to that extent, but she was in a whole nother ballpark of selling an actual product. I'm selling digital content. Yeah, I got some shirts and stuff like that and stickers, but she's selling an actual product that has a not a medical background, but that, how do I want to say this? She was selling a product that could technically benefit people in a healthy way, and that's like another whole ballpark, because I don't think I could ever do that. And she stepped up the plate to do that, and he kind of criticized her for networking and being on her phone. So if you want to be in on it, how about you either join in or give her a back rub, give her kisses? Like, he didn't do anything to try to be with her, not holding her hand. She was at the doctor's office looking at the baby. He didn't hold her hand. He was showing this whole separation in his own mind, and then it was like, oh, Shanann was mean to me. Like, get over it.
and perhaps a plea for acknowledgement and change, but it didn't have the effect she had hoped for. There are substantial rumors regarding Shanann and the Dirty South, and while there isn't significant evidence to support this, I feel it's important not to ignore it entirely. It's said that she embezzled money from the Dirty South, and that's how she was making $500,000 a year selling cell phones. She suspected that they had found out,
Or she was
and
good about
that's
it.
why she left her beautifully constructed home and moved to Colorado in the first place, to hide from these rappers that she had stolen from. And they finally found her when she started posting videos on social media. And she was killed for stealing from this company. What if the wrong man confessed to this atrocity? Next time on Timeless Mysteries, Cindy and Ronnie Watts will be under my spotlight. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, leave your thoughts in the comments section. Join my community. I'd also like to invite you to become a member today for a better experience.
So if you like to do all that said and done, it's definitely an interesting, I'm not saying an interesting idea, but if she was to get away, wouldn't you want to do it into a different country? Like, I don't see that being the reason why, and so forth, because I wanted to get away from my town because of ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. And I joined the military. I wanted to get out. So I don't feel this is why. Definitely would love to know your thoughts down below. Again, like he said, being the nag, or not being a naggy woman or anything like that, but she was, what I've heard from people, a tougher woman to not get along with, but how did they say it? Because you heard it from like the Limstroms. Like, she was a very bold, determined woman. She wanted something, she worked hard for it and stuff like that. But I've known people that have sold cell phones and stuff like that, and they make quite a good amount of money back in the day, where you had to go to like different houses, or you had to go on the road and so forth. So I just don't see that this is a theory. It was Chris that did this with the help, I feel, but I don't think anybody went after her from North Carolina. I don't believe that for a second. So again, put your comments and thoughts down below. Again, I don't see any justification for murder. Do you? Love to hear it. Don't forget to hit the like button, share with your friends, and we will see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video.